The following program is an opinion program. The opinions expressed by the hosts and guests of this program are not the opinions of the management, staff, and advertisers of this station. Please direct all criticism, concern, and adulation to the hosts of this program.
Welcome to Guerrilla Politics. I'm radio talk show host Dale Jackson. You can hear my show in North Alabama on WVNN every single Monday through Friday from 7 to 11 a.m. With me, as always, Dr. Waymon Burke. He joins us from Calhoun Community College, where he is a doctor of political science. And we've got a busy program for you today. Congressman Mo Brooks will be here, and we will talk with him about a bunch of things happening. And we will also talk about a history lesson with Dr. Burke, and I've got a parting shot aimed at Alabama legislators. So stay tuned for that. Also, don't forget, go to yellowhammernews.com right now and sign up for my email blast, the 7 things you should be talking about today. It will be in your inbox every single morning. You'll know exactly what's going on in the state of Alabama, and you can thank me and yellowhammernews.com for that information. We got a lot to get to, so let's get to it right now. It's time to get to the 2-minute warning. Now, Dr. Burke, I don't know if you've ever been to a State of the Union. I have.
I know you have.
And it was wonderful, a lot of fun, kind of a pain getting in the room, but it was a lot of fun. Barack Obama did very good that night, I believed. Not so much the rest of his presidency, but that's beside the point. This week we had a State of the Union, and Donald Trump did pretty good, in my opinion. So, Dr. Burke, let's just start off. Do you think he nailed it? Did he do what he had to do?
I think he stuck to the script, and that's good for Donald Trump. He didn't digress and go off script, and that was good for him. He's not a great orator like President Reagan or President Obama, but for Trump, he did good, regardless of whether you agree with his policies.
He talked about a bunch of things, and we're going to get into some of those as we move forward, but I read a lot of stuff. The Washington Post said it was a bipartisan speech. And then I heard
I think much of it was.
And then I heard a lot of people say it was divisive. And I'm trying to ask you this. Was it more bipartisan or was it divisive? He talked about immigration, which we'll get into. He talked about infrastructure. These are things Democrats have said they wanted a long time. And they kind of sat on their hands. So was it bipartisan to the nation and divisive in that room? How do you read it?
Well, I think it was bipartisan in that he did offer some things that you would think that people on the left or perhaps Democrats would want. Things like family paid leave, that was very important. Even a pathway for citizenship for almost 2 million Dreamers. Those are things that, and even the infrastructure thing, things that Democrats should be able to get behind. So in that way that it was. Some others were sort of sharp edges, and I think maybe more importantly is what was not said. For example, nothing about Russia.
Okay, he's not going to bring that up. That's a controversy. What I found odd about this whole thing is Democrats sat during events like saying the national anthem. It was very tacky.
I think that they could have performed better there. I really do.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, let's move on. And let's talk about what's coming up here in the next week. Next time we speak, we might be right in the middle of a government shutdown. I'm sure my wife will not be too happy about that. Yours either, Dr. Burke, seeing how they both work on the arsenal. So maybe that won't be so great after all. Will we shut down? You know, I was listening to someone talk today. I think it was Mitch McConnell. And he said, and this is a Kentuckyism, I guess, he said, you don't learn anything the second time the mule kicks you in the head. And I think he's saying that.
I like it.
He's saying that because the gist is Democrats won't do this again. That's his whole point. The shutdown, there is no question, it was over illegal immigration, and the Democrats wanted that included in the last deal. They didn't get it. We're less than a week away from this thing. Have you seen anything done on illegal immigration? Is there something working behind the door?
I'm certainly not aware of anything, but I don't know what's going on behind closed doors. But the fact is, this issue is something that's going to have to be resolved. It actually does not have to be resolved by February 8th. I'm talking about the immigration issue.
Right.
I believe that's
But to avoid a shutdown.
Right. It's March 8th. But I think they should keep the government open because it does not help anyone. If in the end the Republicans are unwilling to do something about DACA, and they force the situation where potentially some people could be removed, I think that works against Republicans in the long run. But we discussed this last week in that I don't see really how you get a bill through the House of Representatives.
It's almost impossible.
I think you can get one through the Senate, but I really question. So one of the things that the president may have to do is to pull Barack Obama and do an executive order to extend this.
On DACA.
On DACA, yes.
I don't foresee that happening. Let's make some
that's
predictions.
one possible solution.
Let's make a prediction. Do our wives go to work not this next Monday, but the Monday after? Is there going to be a government shutdown?
Well, I know our wives want to go to work.
Will there be a government shutdown?
I hope not.
Oh, my God.
I don't think so. I don't think so, but I certainly hope not.
Proving Mitch McConnell wrong, I come in here and I feel like I get kicked in the head by a mule every single week.
You should be kicked in the head.
All right, let's move on. Doug Jones. We've got Doug Jones's 2020 advance man, Dr. Waymon Burke here. Let's talk for a second about Doug Jones's vote. This was, for some reason, a bone of contention during the special election that Doug Jones won. Where did Doug Jones stand on abortion? Well, he said very clearly he was for no restrictions up until birth. He tried to clean that up a little, but that was the gist. So why are we surprised that he voted against this particular bill? Oh, because it was terrible politics. Was this voting with Doug Jones's conscience, which is what he did, was this a mistake for electoral politics in the state of Alabama?
Well, I would not have voted as he did, and of course now I am pro-life and you're pro-choice, and people find that odd.
What about Doug Jones?
But no, I don't think it's good politics. I mean, is it a career killer? Maybe not, but I don't see how it helps. Most people in Alabama are basically a pro-life to some degree.
Don't you find it odd that we were having this debate on this very program, and I was having the debate on CNN, they never called you, and MSNBC and other places. I was having this debate, and people were basically implying that Doug Jones isn't that out there on abortion. He's just like all the other people in Alabama. They understand him, and now they're like, see?
Well, to some people, that is a primary issue with them.
So people lied about it?
It's important, but it's not a primary issue.
So we lied about it.
I don't think people lied about it necessarily.
They most certainly lied about it.
There's room for different opinions, yes.
Dr. Burke, AL.com ran an entire piece saying that he wasn't for full birth abortions. Why?
Well, that's
Why?
different.
Why?
That is
Hold
different.
on, Dr. Burke.
That is different from the 20-week ban.
I agree. But they said that he wasn't for them because, the term full birth abortion isn't really a term, which we all knew what they meant. But they, again, we're lying for lying's sake.
If what is the term you use?
A full birth abortion.
A full birth abortion bill
term.
comes to Congress, let's see how he votes.
Oh, God. Wow. Okay, Dr. Burke, the advance man for Doug Jones 2020. All right. Moving on, release the memo. Now, full disclosure, the memo has not been released as we record this television program. We're still going to talk with Congressman Mo Brooks here in just a bit, and that will come up as well. Here's my question for you, Dr. Burke. Why the outrage? If there's something in this bill, and I think we've learned over the last couple of days that they have gone and had it reviewed by the FBI, and anything that's there they're going to try to take out before they release it that would expose any tactics or any of this other stuff. Why the outrage? If there's nothing in this bill that's going to embarrass the FBI or the DOJ, why would you not want to see it?
Well, Dale, first of all, it's political propaganda, and I understand political propaganda and the games that are being played. Yeah. I think it's very interesting that the majority would not allow the minorities' counterpoints on the bill to be, or on the resolution or the memo to be released. But I think both, hey, if you're going to release one, then release the other.
Okay. The question was, why the outrage?
Well, the fact is that many people see it as an attempt by the supporters of the president to divert or to question the integrity of the entire Mueller investigation.
If the memo does that, it's not the fault of the piece of paper. It's the fault of the people that have their conduct laid out in the memo.
Well, they're cherry picking is what the critics are saying. They're cherry picking these things, but they're not mentioning others. And it's just like the fellow who, I forgot what his name is, but he is the one who's texting his lover. Yeah. And come to find out, he's the guy who's responsible for Hillary's emails being reopened.
We've had an entire presidency so far full of media and Democrats loving.
Well,
let me make my point.
Okay.
An entire presidency
I'll make mine.
Where people in the media and Democrats have loved leaks, loved all the information they could possibly get classified or not. Pentagon Papers, Chelsea Manning, all these other things. And now all of a sudden, how dare they?
Well, if there's nothing there, then why did Flynn and Papadopoulos plead guilty?
It had nothing to do with Russia collusion. That was all about acts they commit. No, these are facts.
No,
these are facts.
they pled to lesser accounts.
So you say, as of
Yes.
right now, we know of nothing they've done during the campaign.
We'll find out as it unfolds.
Nice try, Dr. Burke. All right, let's move on. Lastly, to the state of Alabama. President Trump, during that speech, the State of the Union, said, hey, Alabama, you guys are doing great. You got a plan. It's happy. It's exciting. We got plans coming back to the United States. And there's a big one in Alabama, 4,000 jobs, $1.6 billion. Terry Sewell, or her dumbest staffer, I don't know which one it was, decided, she's the congressman from the 6th Congressional District, decided to take that moment to put out a tweet basically saying Donald Trump made that less likely to happen because of his isolationist policies. It still happened. Doug Jones's campaign manager came out and said it wouldn't have happened if Doug Jones wouldn't have got elected. All these things are provably false and not even close to true. Why in the world would Democrats complain about this? Isn't this something you take the victory? Why are they complaining about Roy Moore, who wasn't elected? Why are they doing this? Why?
Dale, I know we disagree on this, but when the chair of the Alabama Business Council, one of the most powerful entities in the state of Alabama, says that had Roy Moore prevailed as U.S. Senator, he did not believe this would happen. And I have had business leaders in this community that I know who wish to remain
Were they
anonymous.
in the room?
They were part of the negotiation.
Were they
who tell
in the room?
me it would not have happened.
You don't
I will have to ask them, but there are people who are in the know.
Okay, well, here's what I know. People that were in the room, lawyers that were in the room, and I know politicians that were in the room, and all of them have said the following. What you just said is garbage.
Well, that's fine. I'm sure that they want to put the best spin on this thing. I'm sure they do. I don't always agree with Billy Canary, but when he speaks, I listen.
When you agree with him, you do.
I don't
When
think
he
that
agrees
he's a
with you,
liar.
you agree with him. My
And so
point on this,
I will defend Billy Canary because I'm going to tell you, Roy Moore would have been the ultimate embarrassment to the state of Alabama at this point.
Okay, Dr. Burke, Roy Moore can be an embarrassment and not have an impact on this. And that's exactly what happened here. And for
You're
Democrats
welcome to your opinion. I'll take mine. I believe that it did have an impact.
The problem with opinions is you have to have facts to back them up. You don't.
Some of those powerful people in this state
Were they in the
have
room?
said it was a fact.
Were they in the room?
I don't know if Billy was in the room.
Okay,
or not.
let me ask this way. Do you know if they were in the room?
I do not know for sure.
Okay.
No.
All right. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, Dr. Burke. When we come back, Congressman Mo Brooks will be with us. Stay tuned. Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my good friend Matt Curtis and the Matt Curtis Real Estate team. You know, since I've been working with Matt Curtis, the number of hours it takes for him to sell a house continues to shrink. We're down to 14 hours. Every 14 hours, Matt Curtis sells a house. If you're looking to sell your house, he's the best in town, one of the best in the entire nation. Call Matt Curtis today, 256-333-MOVE, and check him out online at mattcurtisrealestate.com. And when you do, tell him Dale Jackson sent you.
RVing, still an American pastime.
At Premier Dental, you'll always be welcome with a big smile and a friendly professional team. Our services include everything from children's dentistry to dentures and everything in between, including cosmetic dentistry, Invisalign, implants, and much more. We accept most insurances, offer bilingual services, and even offer in-house financing. So call us at 256-469-6428 or visit premierdental.org. We're looking forward to seeing your smile soon.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my friends at University Kia, and I love University Kia. Calvin, Arthur, and all the guys over there at University Kia have been absolutely amazing to me. I've purchased multiple vehicles from University Kia. I have put hundreds of thousands of miles on these vehicles. I've been driving Kias for almost 2 decades before I even moved to Alabama, and I'm telling you this, go down to University Kia, go see Calvin and Arthur, and they're going to help you find a great vehicle at a great price. Check them out online at universitykia.com, and when you do, tell them Dale Jackson sent you.
Want fun, safe, intelligent fitness programming? Want to build muscular strength, cardiovascular endurance, drastically improved range of motion and mobility, and learn proper nutrition to fuel your life with energy and emotional health? Well, come find out why Iron Tribe Fitness is ranked one of the top 5 fitness programs in America. Come find out why personal training and intentionally working on your current movement patterns individually is not only important, it's just another core value that separates Iron Tribe Fitness from other fitness facilities.
To learn how to get your 2-week free pass, go to irontribefitness.com.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my friends at Made Pro. With me today is Cindy and my dogs Savage and Sarge.
As you can tell, these dogs are a handful, and if it weren't for Made Pro, I wouldn't put up with any of them.
That's absolutely true, folks. Made Pro comes once a week to my house, and they keep it clean. They keep my marriage happy, and they keep these dogs happy as well. Call them today, 256-585-6628. Check them out online at madepro.com. And when you talk to Made Pro, make sure you tell them Dale Jackson sent you.
RVing, still an American pastime.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my good friends at Rocket City Property Management. Look, I've got a property and I've got a renter, but I don't have time to be dealing with all the hassles of being a landlord. That's where Rocket City Property Management comes in. They collect my rent, they deal with the maintenance issues, they help me find people to live in my property. They'll do it for you too. Check them out online at rocketcitypropertymanagement.com, and when you do, make sure you tell them Dale Jackson sent you. Welcome back to Guerrilla Politics. I'm Dale Jackson. With me, as always, Dr. Waymon Burke. And this week we have Congressman Mo Brooks here, and we're going to discuss a couple of things really quick. This memo. Should the Democrats' memo be released? Should the Republican memo be released? How do you feel about that?
I have not looked at either one intentionally because they involve classified documents, and I don't want to run the risk of inadvertently disclosing it to folks like you when you ask me about it.
Okay.
I believe that the Republican one should be released, and I believe that the Democrat one probably will be released once it's gone through the proper process. And the first step in that process is to allow other House members to review it. And that occurred this week. The next step would be to have a vote on whether to release it to the general public.
Now, you're obviously not on that train that was in the accident. You didn't go to this retreat.
Cost too much for me.
So you
Greenbrier Resort, woo, big bucks.
So you had no
I think the Koch brothers picked that up.
So
I'd have to pay for it.
We've got a government shutdown looming. Do you think we do see a government shutdown? They're discussing this, but
no chance of a government shutdown on February the 8th, and the reason for that is that's when the Democrats have their retreat.
Okay,
they're not going to cancel their retreat and shut down the government.
So you don't think there's a government shutdown?
No.
Okay, Dr. Burke.
Okay, I was going to ask about DACA. What is your position on DACA? The president's, some would say olive branch, some say divisive, to give a path to citizenship for about 2 million people, give or take.
It is really bad public policy. Anytime you give amnesty, anytime you forgive illegal conduct, then you encourage more illegal conduct. And we should have learned from 1986, where we gave amnesty under Ronald Reagan for about 1 or 2 million people, ended up being about 3 to 4 million people. And the result was of that amnesty, the word got out around the world, look, America, if you break their laws, they'll kind-heartedly give you amnesty. Now we have a 15 million problem. If we give amnesty again, it's going to be a 100 million problem.
But Dale and I thought about this, especially the very young children that came here who did not commit a crime. Perhaps their parents
America's
did.
not responsible for that, okay? Parents did that, or most of the dreamers came over themselves without their parents. If you send them back, you're reuniting them with their families.
What about the young children who this is the only life they know? Would that be a moral thing to do, to send them back to a place they don't know?
If you have your blinders on and all you look at is the illegal alien, then yes, the compassionate thing is to give amnesty. But if you look at the bigger picture and you start looking at the impact on Americans, over 60% of illegal alien households are on welfare. That's money we don't have, we have to borrow to get and can't afford to pay back. To the extent that these illegal aliens are able to get jobs, those are jobs taken from struggling American families. And because they have gotten those jobs, it's acted to suppress the wages, particularly the blue-collar workforce that needs the economic help.
I got to jump in here real quick because we're running out of time here. And the question is, okay, so you say there's not a shutdown on February 8th. Is there an immigration deal that can actually get done?
Too hard to tell.
Okay. So there are Republicans in the House that are leaning towards voting for a DACA situation.
Yes, there are, and there are a majority of Republicans who would vote against it today.
So whether or not they follow the
rules. You're talking about amnesty.
Right, yes, amnesty tied to other stuff.
You've got 1986. Do you learn from history, or are you doomed to repeat it?
I
hope we learn from it.
Dr. Burke, thank you very much. Congressman Mo Brooks, thank you very much as well. We'll be back. Stay tuned. More Guerrilla Politics coming up. Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my friends at University Kia, and I love University Kia. Calvin, Arthur, and all the guys over there at University Kia have been absolutely amazing to me. I've purchased multiple vehicles from University Kia. I have put hundreds of thousands of miles on these vehicles. I've been driving Kias for almost 2 decades before I even moved to Alabama, and I'm telling you this, go down to University Kia, go see Calvin and Arthur, and they're going to help you find a great vehicle at a great price. Check them out online at universitykia.com, and when you do, tell them Dale Jackson sent you.
Want fun, safe, intelligent fitness programming? Want to build muscular strength, cardiovascular endurance, drastically improved range of motion and mobility, and learn proper nutrition to fuel your life with energy and emotional health? Well, come find out why Iron Tribe Fitness is ranked one of the top 5 fitness programs in America. Come find out why personal training and intentionally working on your current movement patterns individually is not only important, it's just another core value that separates Iron Tribe Fitness from other fitness facilities.
To learn how to get your 2-week free pass, go to irontribefitness.com.
Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
RVing, still an American pastime.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my good friend Matt Curtis and the Matt Curtis Real Estate team. You know, since I've been working with Matt Curtis, the number of hours it takes for him to sell a house continues to shrink. We're down to 14 hours. Every 14 hours, Matt Curtis sells a house. If you're looking to sell your house, he's the best in town, one of the best in the entire nation. Call Matt Curtis today, 256-333-MOVE, and check him out online at mattcurtisrealestate.com. And when you do, tell him Dale Jackson sent you.
At Premier Dental, you'll always be welcome with a big smile and a friendly professional team. Our services include everything from children's dentistry to dentures and everything in between, including cosmetic dentistry, Invisalign, implants, and much more. We accept most insurances, offer bilingual services, and even offer in-house financing. So call us at 256-469-6428 or visit premierdental.org. We're looking forward to seeing your smile soon.
RVing, still an American pastime.
Russ Russell Commercial Real Estate is Huntsville's premier commercial real estate agency. Russ can help you with anything you need, whether it's raw property, office space, a commercial development. That's Russ Russell. He's a native Huntsvillian. He knows us. He knows our people. He knows real estate. A member of the Better Business Bureau, 536-7777.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my friends at Made Pro. With me today is Cindy and my dogs Savage and Sarge.
As you can tell, these dogs are a handful, and if it weren't for Made Pro, I wouldn't put up with any of them.
That's absolutely true, folks. Made Pro comes once a week to my house, and they keep it clean. They keep my marriage happy, and they keep these dogs happy as well. Call them today, 256-585-6628. Check them out online at madepro.com. And when you talk to Made Pro, make sure you tell them Dale Jackson sent you. Welcome back to Guerrilla Politics. I'm Dale Jackson. With me, as always, Dr. Waymon Burke. As we close out the show today, Dr. Burke has a history lesson for you about Patricia Todd, a state representative who has decided she's not going to run for re-election. We'll go back through one of her better moments. I don't know how we could call that. I also have a history lesson for you about some Alabama legislators possibly getting subpoenas. Dr. Burke, take it away.
Dale, Representative Patricia Todd, of course, is the only openly gay member of the Alabama legislature, and she's actually highly respected on both sides of the aisle, but she has called out what she calls hypocrisy. She had said in the past that she was going to release some of the names of legislators who did not support gay marriage, who were, she was alleging, cheating on their wives or husbands, as the case may be. Roll it.
A federal judge struck down Alabama's same-sex marriage ban last week. The decision came from a George W. Bush-appointed federal judge ruling in favor of 2 same-sex couples who filed lawsuits. But Marriage licenses are not yet being issued in Alabama. The judge put her own decision on hold for 2 weeks while the state appeals it. Meanwhile, some Alabama conservatives are voicing their objections to the judge's ruling, defending the state's ban on same-sex marriage. And that has led State Representative Patricia Todd, who is also Alabama's first openly gay elected state official, to throw down the gauntlet, taking to Facebook to write over the weekend, quote, "I will not stand by and allow legislators to talk about family values when they have affairs, and I know of many who are and have. I will call our elected officials who want to hide in the closet out." And joining me now is the woman who wrote that, Alabama Democratic State Representative Patricia Todd. Representative Todd, is this a bit of sort of idle boasting on your part? Is this an actual threat? Are you actually going to do this?
Well, obviously I don't have proof because I wasn't the person involved in the affairs, but the rumor mill is pretty strong in Montgomery, and my purpose was to say, be careful when you cast that stone of family values. You need to look at your own family values first before you attack ours.
Dale, to my knowledge, she hasn't called out a list of legislators to this point, and the only person in government that I'm actually aware of who has been implicated in a controversial relationship would be the former governor.
No, yeah, I guess we don't know Bill Clinton or anybody like that either. But all right, Dr. Burke, why didn't she get called out for making this baseless allegation? Why was she not? Why didn't people demand that she call them out if she was going to use this as a stunt?
Well, who knows? She may before she leaves. I don't know.
I know she won't.
But the problem is, you know, you shouldn't be calling people out, especially if they're not guilty.
Yeah, you shouldn't be saying things that you're not going to follow through on. That's a whole other thing. We can get into it another time. Let's go ahead and get into the 2-minute warning. Or the party shot, whichever one we want to call it. My party shot this week, that's right, that's what it's actually called, it is directed at Alabama legislators, including Representative Patricia Todd, who we just discussed. It turns out the Attorney General's office has issued some subpoenas, some say between 25 and 70 of these things, over campaign finance violations. Now, just a real quick summary for you. After the campaign is over, you are able to use your remaining funds for duties related to your office. It's complicated, but you can also use them to get a vehicle, pay for gasoline, clothes, etc. But you still have to lay out what you spent that money on. And it turns out anywhere between 25 and 70 Alabama legislators apparently just wrote credit card, meaning they went to the gas pumps, swiped it, bought some candy, bought some other stuff, went somewhere else, ran up a credit card charge of $1,500 and just wrote credit card. Now, they're disclosing they used the money to pay the credit card, but what did they buy? So it's a violation of the law because they're not actually disclosing the things that they are purchasing. And I think Steve Marshall might be on to something. He's the AG, and it's not bad to look like you're cracking down on campaign finance violations and ethics laws during a political campaign. So that might have something to do with it. But the legislators need to do the right thing. Fix this. Fix this right now. There's no reason for this to be happening. This is an easy thing to do and follow the law. It's exactly what they should be doing. Now, I want to point something out here. I've been all about this campaign finance stuff for a long time. There have been legislators and city councilmen, etc., who have put things on their filings like donor name withheld by request. It is time people start cracking down on these violations. Dr. Burke, thank you very much for being here. Don't forget, go to yellowhammernews.com right now. Sign up for my 7 things you should be talking about today. Right here, and every single day you will get my email in your inbox. So go check it out there today. And of course, yellowhammernews.com. Thank you very much for being here and watching Guerrilla Politics and listening across the state. We appreciate you. We'll be back next week.